The American Empire bombed Libya back to the Stone Age. This may be a loaded claim in America, but it is true. The American Empire made Libya what it is today. A failed state, poorer than it was under Gaddafi, and a state with modern day slavery. The U.S. empire is objectively the reason for this, and the reasons why will be discussed in the following. A failed state is defined as a state that is unable of performing the simple functions of government, i.e., maintaining security, enforcing laws, and providing public services. India matches this definition perfectly. It has three governments: the government of national unity, the government of national stability, and the local tribal governments in the south. Both of these governments claim to be the real government of Libya. Neither of them are. They're both extremely corrupt and don't provide the basic services or have the power to enforce any laws. And also, as introduced in the last paragraph, there are two main governments: the government of national unity and the government of national stability. There are also dozens, if not uh, tens of dozens, of regional governments in the south. So, three governments is far too little of a number. The nation under Gaddafi was much richer than it is now. The nation's GDP was 74.76 billion dollars in 2010, and GDP per capita $11,000, and GDP purchasing power index $33,000. The GDP and GDP per capita today are much lower, making it a lower middle income country. The percentages the GDP and GDP per capita have dropped is GDP 36% drop, GDP per capita around 50% drop. Last point is Libya is a state with modern day slavery. This is a fact. In Libya, there are currently thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of mostly black Africans enslaved in the nation. These slaves are brought in via mostly smugglers who tell them you're going to Europe, the UK, places like that. They then take their money and sell them into slavery. How was America responsible for this? In 2011, the Arab Spring began in Tunisia. After Mohamed Bouchlat set himself on fire, this began protests in Tunisia and across the Arab world. Protests began in Libya on February 15th, 2011. In days, these protests got much more big and much more powerful. And by February 25th, the nation was in full war. The anti Gaddafi forces won with the backing of America and NATO. Uh, these two bombed Libya, leaving around 400 dead. This was the first major war crime committed in Libya by the American Empire. Gaddafi was killed in this war, and from 2011 to 2014, Libya was extremely unstable. Then in 2014, full civil war erupted again. In this civil war, the U.S. killed at least about 3,000 people in Libya due to their drone strikes. A more realistic count is around 4,000. The U.S. also funded money to the government of National Accord, and the government of National Accord and the government of National Accord allied forces killed, imprisoned, and tortured thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of innocent people. The U.S. also bombed all of Libya's infrastructure, as well as the government of National Accord, destroying much of it, sending Libya effectively back to the Stone Age. I hope the points I made in this video can help you see how America transformed Libya into what it is today, a failed state. You couldn't make this up. As I'm making this video, I look on YouTube. Trump is talking about bombing the Iranian regime back to the Stone Age. Jesus. I'm saying the quiet part out loud. Like, not even trying to hide the imperialism anymore. Also, every time I said government of national accord, It's I'm really referring to the government of national unity. Yeah, the government of national unity.